Adaiza, I'm going to ask you something and I want you to answer me like a person who has sense.
Good morning to you too, Daddy.
My sister's neighbor's daughter, Ngozi, you remember Ngozi?
Daddy, Ngozi is a 35-year-old gossip who has nothing to do with her time since her husband took a second wife.
Adaiza,
I'm listening.
Ngozi was at the Banana Island event last week. She said she saw you, laughing, with a man, a Yoruba man, over rice.
Daddy, I work events. There are people at events. Some of them are Yoruba. Some of them eat rice. These are not crimes.
She said you were sitting close.
It was a staff table. It has a fixed number of chairs. People sit near each other. That is how tables work.
She said you were laughing.
Daddy, am I not allowed to laugh now? Should I go to events and cry?
Do not be clever with me, Adaiza. Who is this man?
He is a coordinator. We work the same events sometimes. That is it. That is the complete story.
What is his name?
Tobi.
Tobi what?
Daddy.
Tobi. What?
Adeyemi.
Adeyemi.
It is a common surname, Daddy. Half of Yoruba land is Adeyemi.
His father. What does his father do?
I haven't asked about his father. We are colleagues.
Adaiz, I have worked in this Lagos for 30 years. I know every Adeyemi that has tried to cross my path. You will find out who his father is and you will call me back today.
Daddy, you are being dramatic.
I am being your father. There is a difference. Call me back.
So, don't.
I haven't said anything. Your face said something. My face is just a face. It's neutral. Chi, your face has never been neutral in 30 years of life. Your face has opinions.
I'm just observing that Ngozi, a woman who once reported to your father that you wore trousers to a wedding in 2019, has struck again. And this time the stakes are higher.
The stakes are not high. There are no stakes. There is nothing to have stakes about. You paused before you said his surname. I was thinking. You never pause. You are the fastest talker I know. You paused.
I was calculating whether my father would overreact. And?
He overreacted, obviously, which I predicted. So I was right about everything, as usual. Ada, do you like this man? I find him professionally tolerable on days when he is not being insufferable. That is the most romantic thing I've ever heard you say about another human being. Chiamaka. I'm drinking my tea. I'm saying nothing.
Tobi, you know I am not a person who interferes in your life.
Mommy, you have literally never opened a conversation any other way.
Don't be rude. I am your mother. I carried you for 9 months. You were a difficult pregnancy. Very difficult. I almost...
Mommy,
That Okafor girl.
she's a vendor on my events. We have crossed paths twice.
crossed paths. The two of you were eating together, Tobi. Mrs. Fashola's driver's wife works in that venue. She said the two of you sat at the same table for 40 minutes.
It was a staff break. There is one staff table. Mathematically, people who are both on break will sit at the same table.
She said you were leaning in when she talked.
The venue has a generator. It's loud. If you don't lean in, you cannot hear the person.
She said you laughed.
People laugh, Mommy. It's a human response to comedy. It means the facial muscles are.
Tobi, her father is Chief Boniface Okafor.
How do you know that?
Because I am your mother and I find things out. Chief Okafor and your father have history. Bad history. From a long time ago, before you were old enough to understand. That family and this family do not mix.
She is not her father, Mommy.
What did you just say?
I meant professionally. Professionally, she's not her father's business decisions.
Tobi, listen to me carefully. I did not raise you to be foolish. That girl is Chief Okafor's only daughter. Do you know what that means in Igbo culture? That means she is wrapped in that family like egusi is wrapped in leaves. You cannot take the egusi without disturbing everything around it.
That is actually a very vivid metaphor, Mommy.
I am a vivid woman. Stay away from her, Tobi.
We work the same industry. I cannot avoid everyone in the industry.
You can avoid this one. Eat something. You look thin. Are you eating? Lanre, is your cousin eating?
Oh, what? Yes, whoa, Auntie, good morning.
Is Tobi eating?
He's eating, Auntie, every day, 3 times.
Good, Tobi. We will talk about this properly when I come to Lagos next week.
You're coming to Lagos.
I'm always coming to Lagos. Bye-bye.
She's coming to Lagos. About the Okafor girl.
Interesting timing since you can't stop thinking about her. I have not said that.
You saved her number under a fake contact name. How do you know that?
Because I saw your phone and the contact name is A Vendors and the only person whose initial you would hide is the person you don't want to explain.
You think too much for someone who was asleep 30 seconds ago.
I think better when I'm half asleep. The filter is off.
You again.
I shop here for event supplies. I have shopped here for 4 years. Who is following who?
I'm not following you. I need packaging for a product launch kit.
I need ribbon for a table setting. We are here for completely separate reasons.
Obviously.
Obviously. Go ahead.
No, you.
I'm not in a hurry.
Neither am I.
Oh yeah, somebody buy something. I have other customers.
How much is this ribbon? The gold one. 2,000 per roll. 1.5.
1,800. 1.6. Madam, you want me to lose money? This is imported ribbon. This ribbon is from Alaba. The sticker is still on the roll. 1.7 final. Take it.
You negotiated that in 15 seconds.
I grew up with a father who treats every transaction like a boardroom. You either learn to negotiate or you get robbed your entire life.
Speaking of fathers, mine called me this morning.
Mine called me 2 days ago.
About Banana Island.
About Banana Island.
How did they even...
Mozi, my father's sister's neighbor's daughter, she was at the event. She reports everything to my father. She has done this since I was 16 and wore a sleeveless dress to a family function.
For us, it was Mrs. Fashola's driver's wife.
Between Gozi and Mrs. Fashola's driver's wife, our parents are running a full surveillance operation.
They should work for EFCC.
They'd be more effective.
My father wants to know who your father is.
My mother already knows who your father is.
And?
She said they have history. Bad history.
My father said the same thing.
What kind of history?
I don't know. My father doesn't explain. He declares, then he waits for obedience.
Same. My mother wraps it in proverbs and food, but the message is the same.
Stay away from each other.
Essentially.
We work the same industry. We are going to keep crossing paths. That's not something either of us can control.
I know.
So the question is whether we make it awkward every time or whether we act like the adults our parents apparently do not believe we are.
I vote for acting like adults.
Good.
Then act like one and tell me honestly the Lekki event next month. When you saw my agency on the vendor list, did you flag it or leave it?
I left it.
Why?
Because you are good at your job and the client deserves a good result.
Okay.